situation you'd rather forget? My girlfriend Anna comes from a very religious family. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Miller, are the type of people who say grace before every meal and have more framed Bible verses on their walls than wallpaper. To them, I was the embodiment of evil. A guy in a hoodie who listens to rock music. They forbade Anna from seeing me. They thought I was a bad influence, so we saw each other in secret. And finally, the perfect opportunity came up. Anna's parents announced they were going on a church retreat for the entire weekend. It was our chance. For the first time, we were going to spend a whole night together, like a normal couple. No hiding, no fear. On Friday evening, after they left, I came over. It was perfect. We watched movies, ate pizza, just enjoyed each other's company. I felt like I had stepped into a normal world for a moment. The problem started on Saturday. Anna had to go to work for a few hours. She had a shift at a coffee shop. Be quiet, don't open the door for anyone. I'll be back soon, she said, kissing me goodbye. I was left alone in their house. It felt weird. I walked through the perfectly clean living room, looking at all the crosses and angel figurines. I made myself some tea in their kitchen, using a mug that said, faith, family, freedom. The absurdity was not lost on me. I was sitting on the couch, scrolling through my phone, when I heard a car pull into the driveway. My heart leaped into my throat. I was sure it was a neighbor who would see me through the window and report me to the Millers. But then I heard keys in the lock. It was them. They were back, a day early. I was in a full-blown panic. I had nowhere to run. The only thing I could think of was the large hall closet. I squeezed myself inside, between coats that smelled of mothballs, and slid the door shut, leaving a tiny crack to see through. The front door opened. But it wasn't Mr. and Mrs. Miller who walked in. A giant blue wolf and a pink fluffy rabbit walked in. My brain shut down for a moment. I thought it was some kind of insane home invasion. A robbery. I stood in that closet, holding my breath. And then the wolf spoke in a deep voice, muffled by the mascot head that I recognized without a doubt as Mr. Miller's. Ah, finally home, my naughty little bunny. That retreat was exhausting. Oh, yes, my big alpha wolf, replied a squeaky voice that belonged to Mrs. Miller. But now we can finally have some fun. I watched through the crack in the door, mesmerized. Them in these huge furry costumes starting to hug, rubbing the noses of their masks together. Mr. Miller Wolf turned on some strange electronic music, and Mrs. Miller Rabbit started hopping to the beat, wagging her fluffy tail. They started chasing each other around the living room, letting out little yips and growls. It was a scene from the strangest nightmare you could never even imagine. I sat in that closet for what felt like an hour. When they finally went upstairs to their bedroom, I seized my chance. I slipped out like a thief, grabbed my shoes, and escaped through the back patio barefoot. I called Anna. Anna, listen, you have to go home. Your parents, they're back. What? But how? Why? She asked, confused. I don't know. They just came home. I had to run. I'm sorry, I lied. What was I supposed to tell her? That her parents, paragons of Christian virtue, spend their free time dressing up as furry animals and having wild romps in the living room. A month has passed since that day. Anna and I are still together, but everything has changed for me. Last Sunday, I was at her house for dinner. I was sitting at the table, and across from me sat Mr. Miller, talking with a serious face about the importance of traditional values. And I looked at him, and all I could see was a giant blue wolf, and I prayed to myself that he wouldn't ask me if I'd ever like to join their pack. This secret is killing me, and I don't think I'll ever have the courage to tell her.